Wish you all a very happy day, students. Last class we have completed up the clearinghouse of business information. Today we'll start the features of stock exchange. And today we are going to see the features of stock exchange. Now let us see the first feature of stock exchange, market for securities. Stock exchange is a market where securities of corporate bodies, government and semi-government bodies are bought and sold. So as a normal market, here also this market they are going to sell the securities. They deal in second-hand securities. So this also acts as a secondary market. It deals with shares, debentures, bonds and such securities already issued by the company. So whenever it is issued for the first time, that securities will be dealt in the primary market, and when it comes for the second time, it is going to be dealt in the secondary market. In short, it deals with the existing or second-hand securities, and hence it is called secondary market. Regulates trade in securities. That is, regulation in the sense it is going to control. Stock exchange does not buy or sell any securities on its own account. So stock exchange is an association of persons who control the rules and regulation over there of the brokers, investors and other management. But they cannot act as a person and get the securities of any shares or any companies. As it is said in companies, as the company is considered as an artificial person, here also stock exchange is an artificial person. Okay, it is fully going to be controlled by the group of persons only. It merely provides the necessary infrastructure and facilitates for trade in security to its members and brokers who trade in securities. It is going to create a platform for those members to do proper trading over there. It regulates the trade activities so as to ensure free and fair trade. So it will control all the things happening over there, so that those control will be leading to proper trade over there. Allows dealing only in listed securities. So already I said you about what is meant by listed company. So any company which has registered their name in the stock exchange, it can be called as listed company. Same way, the listed company, when they issue the shares, those shares can be called as listed securities. In fact, stock exchanges maintain an official list of securities that could be purchased and sold on its floor. So what is the official list of securities? Is that only the listed companies' securities will be listed over there. Securities which do not figure in the official list of stock exchange are called unlisted securities. So when their names are not registered, it will be called as unlisted security. Such unlisted securities cannot be traded in the stock exchange. So those securities cannot be traded in stock exchange. Transactions effected only through members. Only the members can do all the work within the stock exchange. All the transactions in securities at the stock exchange are effected only through its authorized brokers and members. As the company, they register their name over here and they are called as listed company. Here also brokers, agents and other people who act as the intermediary between the investor and the stock exchange, they are called as authorized brokers when they register their name in stock exchange. Only those people can contact with the stock exchange and the investors. Outsiders or direct investors are not allowed to enter in trading circle of the stock exchange. So directly they cannot come. Same way the outsiders, that is the unlisted companies, they cannot come, or the unlisted brokers also cannot come. Investors have to buy or sell securities at the stock exchange through the authorized brokers only. Only through those intermediaries the investors can reach the stock exchange. So, association of person. A stock exchange is an association of person or body of individuals which may be registered or unregistered. So, stock exchange can be registered or unregistered in the sense it is optional, but they will register it. Recognition from the central government. Stock exchange is an organized market. It requires recognition from the central government. So even though it is registered or unregistered, the central government is going to frame the rules and regulation and control the stock exchange. So it is going to be recognized by the central government. Working as per rules. So whatever rules are there framed by the central government with in addition to the SEBI, they will be, those rules has to be properly followed. So buying and selling transaction in securities at the stock exchange are governed by the rules and regulations of stock exchange as well as SEBI guidelines. So whatever is given by the stock exchange, that is by the through government, and the rules which is formed by the SEBI has to be properly fully noted and worked according to that. No deviation from the rules and guidelines is allowed in any case. So the people cannot come out of the rules and regulations. Specific location. Stock exchange is a particular marketplace where authorized brokers come together daily. So every day this floor is going to create lot of trade over there. So many people come and go. The price of different securities traded are shown on electronic boards. So there will be lot of electronic boards which is going to have the circulation of different companies and shares names which is having a peak market at that particular time. After the working hours, the market is closed. So only at the time, that is the weekdays and the time period allotted for SEBI, that time alone this will be scrolling on the wall. All the working of stock exchange is conducted and controlled through computer and electronic system. So no manual paper is added over here. Everything is done through electronic way. So financial barometer. Stock exchange are the financial barometers and the development indicators of the national economy of the country. So whatever is happening in the economy, everything will be reflected on the stock exchange. Same way now the current situation can be taken as the best example. So we are under the pandemic situation. So this leads to lot of shutdown of many new companies or some existing companies also. So this will also be reflected in the stock exchange. And next we are going to see the benefits to the community. So through stock exchange, what are the benefits as an investor we get, that we'll see. That is to the community, in the sense to the public. First one, economic development. It accelerates the economic development by ensuring steady flow of savings into productive purposes. Steady flow of savings in the sense the savings are savings we get it from the individual people. So from the individuals we get the saving, and from the savings it is going to reach the capital market. So when it is not going to be just like that kept in the capital market. From the capital market it is going to reach various persons, that is some business firms, some entrepreneurs, and some other people also. It will go as a loan. So those people will invest that money into some proper purpose that will lead to economic development. And the next benefit is fundraising platform. It enables a well-managed profit-making companies to raise limitless funds by fresh issue of shares from time to time. So whenever there is an intervention of capital, whenever the capital is being invested, that the saving is being invested, capital will be raised. So whenever the capital is being raised, so that will be invested in any company. So whenever it is invested in a company, that company is going to get some profit. So whenever the profit is increased in a particular company, the value of the shares also will be increased from time to time. And the next is tool to divert resources. Scarce resources are thus diverted to efficiently run enterprises for the better utilization. Scarce resources in the sense, so wherever there is money but we don't get raw materials, so those raw materials can be purchased with more amount of money. So that is also possible when we get proper cash flow in the capital market. And next, capital formation. It encourages capital formation. So when the savings is fully pooled in the capital market, that will create a proper capital for the entrepreneurs. Next, fundraiser for government. It enables government to raise funds for undertaking projects through sale of securities on the stock exchange. Thus, stock exchange serves as a platform for raising public debt. So even for the government, it is going to give some opportunities whenever they are need of money. This money market, that is capital market and money market, capital market, which is going to work under stock exchange, will provide long-term funds to the government. And next one is benefit to the company. Enhances goodwill or reputation. Goodwill means a good name for the company. Company whose shares are quoted on the stock exchange enjoy a greater goodwill and credit standing. So whenever a company is called as a listed company, so it is going to enjoy a greater goodwill. wide market. There is a wide and ready market for such securities. That is, there is lot of demand for the securities which is there in the stock exchange. Raise huge funds. Stock exchange can raise huge funds easily by the issue of shares and debentures. So easily, whenever shares and debentures are issued from the stock exchange, fund can be raised very easily. Increases bargaining strength. The companies whose share rise in the stock exchange command higher bargaining power in the event of further expansion, merger, or amalgamation. So whenever the value of the share, the price of the share increases, that is going to reflect in the stock exchange. So reflecting in the stock exchange, that's in the investors start to bargain the price of the stock market. That is the bargain the price of the share. So whenever it is being bargained, the value of the share keeps on increasing. Benefit to investors. So first we'll see about the liquidity. So as an investor, what are the things we get benefit? Stock exchange helps an investor to convert his shares into cash quickly and thus increases the liquidity of his investment. So the conversion of share is very easy. So share can be converted into cash and same way cash can be converted into share. And the next is adding collateral value to the security. The fact that a security is dealt on the stock exchange makes it is a good collateral security for obtaining loan from the banks. So only listed company, as I already said you, only listed company can issue the shares in the stock exchange. So whenever it is listed and issued, the shares are issued in the stock exchange, so it will create a good name for that. So stock exchange is transparently creating a good name for the company. So with the shares of those companies, loan can also be raised from the bank. Investor protection. The stock exchange safeguards investors' interests and ensures fair dealing by strictly enforcing its rules and regulation. So the investors are being protected very safely as everything is transparent over here. No broker can do any sort of commission works over there. So everything is transparent. So in that way also the investor is protected, and due to the strict rules and regulations framed in the SEBI, in that way also investor is being protected. Assessing real worth of security. An investor can easily assess the real worth of security in his hands as the market quotations are published daily in the newspapers and in websites. So there are a lot of online websites which keeps on updating each and every second. So this shows the price value or the demand for the securities, and it is very transparent, and we investors, we can see the online value of those securities and find out the worth of the security. Mechanism to trade security. Stock exchange provides a mechanism by which purchase and sale of listed securities take place in a matter of few minutes. So this mechanism will be done very easily. That is mechanism in the sense the time period to trade the share. Either you are going to purchase the share or sell the share. It is going to be done within few minutes. Everything is under electronic control. No manual power is involved much. And next comes the limitation of stock exchange. So what are the limitations of stock exchanges? Lack of uniformity and control of stock exchanges, absence of restriction on the membership of stock exchanges, failure to control unhealthy speculation, allowing more than one charge in the place, non-insistence of margin requirement in stock exchange or in case of produce exchanges, no proper regulation of listing of securities on the stock exchange. So the first limitation we'll see, the lack of uniformity and control of stock exchange. So as it is not under government, sometimes there is lack of uniformity, and stock exchange can frame their own rules also. In spite the rules are being controlled by the central government. Second limitation is absence of restriction on the membership of stock exchange. So here in the stock exchange, both investors is also trading, speculators are also trading. Sometimes the speculators may boost the value of the shares and make the investor a fool. So there is no such restriction created by the stock exchange. So sometimes investors are being fooled over here. Failure to control unhealthy speculation. If really the value of the share is good and that share is getting a proper speculation, that is changes in the price of those companies, it is good. But unhealthy speculation is created among the speculators means that cannot be created as a good sensation for the company. Allowing more than one charge in the place. One charge in the place means if there is one particular broker, so is going to be controlled by the association of persons under the stock exchange. When there is lot of brokers and lot of dealers over there, sometimes it becomes a mess place over there. Non-insistence of margin requirement in the stock exchange or in the case of produce exchanges. So there is no margin requirement, so they are not keeping a limit. So if a particular company shares are being traded, they don't keep the margin. Only up to 20 rupees this can be shared, this value share can be sold. They are not keeping some margin. So sometimes even the unworth shares can be sold at higher rate. Proper regulation of listing of securities on the stock exchange. There is no proper regulation. So when a company is registering their name, it will be called as listed companies. That's all. So there is no such restriction. So there are some set of rules and regulations. Only after following the rules and regulation, a company can become the listed company. Like that, no such restriction is being kept in stock exchange.